BBC Hooniverse.
You're watching the TGM production.
I said to him, what's the big idea? And he went, that's a morning. I went, what? That's a morning. I went, what? He went, that's a morning. And I went, what? I went, that's a morning. And I went, what? What did he say? Didn't say anything. What do you mean he didn't say anything? What? He just never said anything. What do you mean? He, yeah, didn't, yeah, say, yeah, anything, yeah. Right, do you get that now? 24 hours? No, it didn't. Yes, it did, Trashik. Oh, sorry, didn't see that. I'm gonna just put Trashik down. Don't put me down! Don't put me down! Not like that! No! We're family friendly, so no. Zip it. Hello, today we are having a chinwag about Spotify Big Finish. Yesterday we did Big Finish on Audible, and the day before we did Big Finish on Apple Music. Apple Music, if you have the subscription, then it's free. So you buy the Apple Music subscription and then you've got the albums for free. Audible, you can either get it with a monthly credit if you've got the subscription, or you can buy it outright there and then. Right, they're the best. They're the fines. Now, over on Spotify, this is where we have our problem. On Spotify, there's two ways of doing this. So, podcasts have skippable adverts. So, there's a Big Finish podcast that helps people get into Big Finish audios. So you can do that for free, no adverts. Then you can listen to the albums like you can on Apple Music, but it requires you to be patient and listen through the adverts. If you're on an iPad, then you don't have the issue of the song pressing play and it playing a random song might not be on that box set. On the phone version, you have got that problem. So when you go onto it, so if you go on, let me give an example. So if I went on to Spotify, right, and I went to Big Finish, I typed in the word Dark Eyes. Oh no, it's just Big Finish. Sorry, Dark Eyes isn't actually on there. Big Finish. Right, and then if we go to albums, and let's go to the 8th Doctor Adventures, so you get, it sort of looks like this. So you can't really, if I press more, you can't really press play, you can't really press one, so you need a subscription to do that. So that is the issue with Spotify, is even though Spotify allow podcasts, you've got the sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? You've got that, what is the word I'm looking for? You've got the podcast, and then you have to pay. You have the adverts, but you don't have to pay. If you've got Spotify Premium, you don't get the adverts. I don't think you get the audiobooks either, because they have audiobooks on Spotify, but I don't think that Big Finish comes under that regime. But when you look further into it, I think that if you want to decide what you want to do, I think I would recommend, if you were not able to afford the box sets, but you can either afford Apple Music, Spotify, or Audible, my suggestion would be Audible, or would be Apple Music, because I've not heard any bad things about the audio quality. So the audio quality I've heard is quite bad for Audible. I've not heard anything bad about Apple Music or Spotify. If you've got a iPad or access to the web version, then Spotify's fine. If you've only got access to the mobile version, then I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't Yes, you can listen to the podcast that Big Finish make, where they give you audios for free, so that you can sort of get into the world of Big Finish. That's fine on Spotify. That is perfectly fine, because you can fast forward the adverts on that. So that I give a thumbs up. But usual, the music album, like what it does on Apple Music, I completely disagree with, because it's not great at all, especially in mobile. So if it's on an iPad or a tablet type thing, right? So that's fine. On a mobile device, no. And that's just my personal preference, because you press play and it might play like rock. It might play Hallelujah by I was going to say Lordi, but I think I'm right in that. Hallelujah by the Finnish band Lordi. Hallelujah! Which they won Eurovision with, which you don't really want, because you're trying to listen to, let's say Midnight. You're trying to listen to Midnight, right? And you press play, and it's played the Big Finish. It's played chapter. So it's played track 8, then to track 7, then to track 4, then to track 2, then to the Big Finish ident. There's a lot of words here. And then it started playing Hallelujah by Lordi, and it's like, no, because apparently Lordi would be a similar artist. It's like if you asked Apple Music, Amazon Music, to play the thing. Now, I don't know if it's on Amazon Music, so I'll have to investigate that, because if it is, then our final video in this series, Big Finish on, will have to be Amazon Music. I'll research that in a bit. So I do think that Spotify isn't the best on mobile. The reason why I keep saying on mobile is because I want to make it clear that I'm not disagreeing with Spotify having Big Finish audios. I'm just disagreeing with the way that the app operates for free on mobile. The free Spotify app on the iPad, for me personally, is far more better, and it feels more like the desktop web version. So it feels more like you're not missing out on anything, not having the premium, not having Spotify premium. So overall, I think that if you're not on mobile, I give a thumbs up to Spotify. Now, let's have a look whilst we're at it and see what audio Spotify has that might be slightly different to Apple Music, because Apple Music has some Big Finish stuff on there that Spotify doesn't have, but I'll be honest, I haven't looked at it. One thing that Spotify and Apple Music both, and Audible I think, both have, that the Big Finish website no longer has available on CD, is Main Range 39, Bang a Bang a Boom, the unabridged version, which is it's basically Doctor Who does Eurovision, which is it's an interesting listen to. Or we have, I'm trying to name more, Dark Eyes 1 and 2 are on Apple Music. So we haven't got that, but we have got Big Finish's first ever audio, which is The Sirens of Time, Main Range Episode 1 unabridged. I'm not 100% sure I know what unabridged really means, but it's got a lot of classic Audible, Big Finish stuff. I don't know why I get everything confused, I do apologise. So, they've also got the Fourth Doctor Adventures Series 1, box set 3 I think. The Wrath of the ICENI, okay. Or it has the Fourth Doctor Adventures Series 1 box set 4, Enemy of the Daleks, sorry. So, I mean, it has a wide range of stuff on it, but again, I wouldn't recommend it on mobile. I would recommend it on an iPad-ish thing, like an iPad, tablet, Kindle Fire, whatever sort of iPad-ish device that allows Spotify on it, that's a larger screen that operates it as a web thing. And I don't know if it's the same on Android. That's why I keep it an iPad, because I only know the Apple side of things. Because Apple are trying to make their iPads more like a laptop, so I can see that. So, that's it for Big Finish on Spotify. Yes, They've got some good ones on there. But if you're a Big Finish fan of The Avengers, Blake 7, Survivor, Terrorhawks, if you're a fan of the non-Doctor Who Big Finish as well, they're on Apple Music, not on Spotify. Spotify is exclusively Doctor Who. Apple Music is Doctor Who, and then other popular franchises, like the Avengers, not Marvel Avengers, but the better the British 60s Avengers, or the new Avengers with John Lumley. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you to it now, so I can go and investigate whether or not Big Finish is on Amazon Music. If it is, I will talk about it tomorrow. So I think personally, if I had to give a recommendation from the Big Finish category on Spotify, I'm going to say, try to have a look now. I think I'm going to say Banga Banga Boom, because it's Doctor Who does Eurovision, and I love Eurovision and I love Doctor Who, so I think that's what I'm going to recommend. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.